Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 10. So let's get to it, shall we? I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you could hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. Y'all, let me tell you, I did not watch this show until just about 15 minutes ago. I just finished watching the show. I hadn't even realized that I didn't watch the show. I was just like, oh, I still have a video. It's terrible when Real Housewives is an afterthought, you guys. Like, I was just like, Roxanne, really? And now I'm realizing people were sending me stuff talking about this past episode, and I didn't even know what it was that they were sending me because I hadn't seen the episode yet. So I was just like, what are y'all talking about? Didn't even connect it that it was from this past episode. That's a damn shame. I'm gonna do better, y'all. Anyway, you guys, let's see. Karen and Raven, they're out. You guys know that I'm doing the triple 20. And anytime that your 25-year-old daughter wants to get a matching tattoo with you, then I'm going to do it. Oh, honey, Karen is hip. She's 60. She's got a fabulous daughter, and she's in that happy spot when your kids are doing well and thriving, and you did okay. That's where Karen is with Raven. Raven moved to New York, remember? And Raven loves it there. Raven is extra bubbly and, one of those, like, oh my God. And I was just like, wow, Raven has really come out of her shell. I mean, she wasn't ever really shy. But yeah, the Raven we got today, or, in the episode, I was just like, oh, well, look at you. Ain't you just, real bubbly. When they get there, they meet the tattoo artist and everything. And they're going to get matching tattoos for Mother's Day. It was in honor of Karen's mother, Raven's grandmother. I think they were getting her initial, a G, I believe. So we get there, Karen, she's on the table. She's super dramatic. Woo! I was just like, okay. I mean, tattoos are kind of painful. It depends, especially depending on where you get it. She did get it in a little tender area, but it don't be requiring all that. Nigga, just sit there and just wait until it's over. I've noticed that whenever you scream when something hurts, it just makes it worse. Do not scream when you go into labor, child, because if you start screaming, you cannot stop. So you got to try to keep that little bit of control. You just got to be like, okay, I'm not going to try. This contraction come, I'm not going to scream. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about today, but I felt it was in my spirit to let somebody know that. Don't be screaming on that table. Anyway. So, they get their tattoos. Grace gets her. Raven gets hers, and they're cute and everything. Karen tells Raven that while they're there that she wants to meet with Giselle and Grace because Grace is about to go away to college, and she feels like Raven, because Raven is a little bit older but still closer to her age, they can relate, and she can kind of give her some pointers and some tips and things. And they're all from Jack and Jill, and they're all a part. I was like, she's probably part of Lynx too. All of that is all connected. If you guys are familiar with Jack and Jill, I won't say anything more than it all makes sense about Karen and Giselle. Okay? It all makes sense. Not, to shoot down Jack and Jill organization. I'm sure it's a fine organization. My mom really wanted me to be a part of Jack and Jill. However, we weren't a part of that lineage. So we weren't able to get in Jack and Jill. I actually didn't care either way, but my mom really wanted me to be a part of it. I remember going to a couple of meetings that they had at one time, and because I had a few friends that was part of Jack and Jill and Lynx and all, and it was clear that we weren't we weren't a part of the stuff that's made up of Jack and Jill and all of that. And it was clear. It was just like, no, Mom, we I'm telling you, they're not about to let us in. Okay, it's just, get that out of your mind. Okay, my mom really wanted me to be in a cotillion. She wanted me to come out and all of that with links and all that. I was just like, no, no, no. I did end up doing a cotillion, but it was with Daughters of Eastern Star. Anyway, child, I'm so far off, right? Yeah, honey, them folks was just like, girl, you live on 8th Avenue. Your parents didn't go to college. Your parents aren't doctors and lawyers and well-connected and all. No, honey, they was not trying to look at Roxanne. Anyway, I'm not talking bad about the organization. I'm sure they do fine things over there. They just didn't want us. Anyway. When they all get together, you know, it's all love because Giselle and Karen, they play real nice with each other on the show. You know, they've known each other for many years, you know, and their girls know each other. And Giselle just loves the fact that, you know, Raven is going to sit down and talk to Grace and everything. So, you know, when Raven is talking to her, she's like, so how you like it? You know, and Grace is way more calm. Grace is more kind of my speed, you know, just calm, you know, talking and everything. But, you know, both of them are sweet girls, but yeah, totally different. They order their food and then Cameron's just like, okay, Grace, tell me the tea. So Grace tells us that she's going away to college in Florida. Raven asks her if she's excited, and she says yes, she actually is. Grace was just like, you know, she seems like she's going to be the calm, cool, collected type. I don't know how outgoing she is or whatever, but, you know, she's just like, she's going to try to just kind of keep to herself a little bit. But, you know, it is important to socialize, especially when you go away to school. You know, it is important to find your tribe, find your group, and find them fairly early so that you guys can all be lost together, you know, because that first year of college is a lot. It's an adjustment, everything. I am really on my soapbox today, huh? Maybe because I don't really feel like doing this review. Nigga talking about everything but the damn show. So yeah, it is important for Grace to get out there and socialize, and but you know, also important for Grace and Raven to exchange numbers and make sure that Raven, you know, if she feels that, I mean, if Grace feels that she needs to reach out to Raven, they can be in contact with each other. And like I said, Giselle is all for it and Karen is all for it. One big happy family. Now jumping over to Robin and the boys. Well, actually, I think it's Robin. Yeah, I think the whole family, actually. I was like, we got to get Juan a job fast. Because I know Juan is over this shit. I'm tired of seeing Juan my damn self. I ain't never seen Juan this much, okay? But anyway, they go to I think it was like a chiropractor or somebody that stretches you. The sons are both athletes. I'm assuming they play basketball and maybe other sports as well. But one of the kids has like all these injuries and everything, so they figure maybe if they can just kind of get his body worked out, maybe that might help him. So they take him to the chiropractor, and you know, Robin was just like, I just want you to tell me which side of his body is the problem area. Well, the person is able to point it out right away. It's his left side, so they're gonna concentrate on getting his left side stretched and figured out so that have you guys ever had that done? My supervisor, my boss back in the day had it done, and he swore he was about 2 inches taller after it was all done. And I was just like, isn't that crazy that you don't realize how much you just be slumping over? And child, I'm off track again, y'all. Back to the show. So anyway, while they're there, Robin gets a text message from Candace. Okay, we're going to talk about it later, but Candace is going to be giving a shindig for all the girls for Mother's Day. It's important for her. She wants them all to come, including Robin. Well, you know, excluding Giselle, but again, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, she's getting the invitation from Candace, and Robin's whole thing is just sort of like, why is she sending me anything? I thought we were going to leave it the way that it was when we left Austin. As far as Robin is concerned, Robin does not want to have any relationship with Candace at all. And it's actually embarrassing for me to watch Candace damn near groveling. She's not quite groveling, but I know that if Candace realized the way that Robin really was talking in the confessionals and really, I mean, I think Candace realized it after they finally did meet in this episode, but I was like, Candace, you thinking that you and Robin have something that clearly Robin don't think that is there? It's embarrassing for Candace, for me to see Candace having to try to, she still feels like there's something there between her and Robin that she can salvage, and Robin is just like, no. And I've told you guys that a lot of Robin's ways, a lot of her attitude reminds me of myself. I can be many of those ways that Robin is sometimes, especially that fuck it, I don't give a fuck, leave me alone part of Robin. I have that too. So I can, when I'm seeing this with Robin, the way that she's reacting to Candace, it's like, oh God, Candace, I really wish production could have just told her, like, girl, just hang it up, because Robin is not trying to do that. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, Robin was just like, I'm good. Okay, I don't think she has any plans of going to Candace's thing. As far as the family, you know, Robin is talking about being more intentional about them all spending time together. And well, you've got 2 teenage sons and a wayward husband, child. I don't know how much together y'all about to be spending intentionally, but okay. Went over to Ashley, nothing. Her and her mom. I was just like, boy, it done got it to be a sad day when, you know, like, I don't even, Potomac, child. Anyway, okay, let me stop. Let me just tell the review. Ashley and her mother are at the house. They're having a spa day, like, you know, just sitting around talking, you know, in their robes and their hair tied up and everything. And Ashley says that it's a special day to her, and it's even more special now that she's a mother. She's part of the club, so she can be celebrated too as she celebrates her mother. Ashley and her mom, they good. Celebrating Mother's Day at the house. Jumping over to Wendy. Wendy meets with her potential new producers. She said that the other person that she was working with that was going to produce her new talk show, that person wanted 50% of the ownership of the talk show, so Wendy let it go. So now Wendy is talking to these people, and she's hoping that these people creatively and her can link up and match up together and, you know, get it done. Now, we didn't discuss money or anything like that. It was just literally them talking about what she wants as a show and if they can, you know, provide that for her. So Wendy, so apparently her show is on YouTube. I haven't watched it. A couple of you guys have told me that they watched one of the, I don't know how many episodes it is. I know that when it first dropped, I did post it on my Instagram, and a couple of people did say that they had watched it, and they said that it was kind of all over the place. I think you still got to figure out exactly, you know, do take a little time to figure out exactly what you're going to be doing. But the way that Wendy was explaining everything on the, you know, to the producers, she seemed to pretty much have a handle of what she wanted to talk about. She said she kind of wanted to mash up together the news that are happening in current events in the world and entertainment and kind of put it together. She's saying that nobody does it. I was just like, hello, everybody on the fucking YouTube. I know a whole bunch of people that does that. However, you know, we're not Wendy, okay, on a hit reality show, you know, and all of that. So maybe she's not watching us. Okay. But anyway, she said that she's going to put all that together and, you know, she'll have her talk show or whatever. And when they, you know, are listening, they seem to believe that that's something that they can do. And again, like I said, we didn't discuss salary, money, anything like that, but Wendy hired them right there on the spot. Once they told her that she, you know, they can do what she wants, then she said to consider themselves hired. So you guys have to let me know what you think about her show. Maybe I will try to check out an episode today. Maybe I'll take a little look-see. Now, jumping over to NECA, we see NECA and her sister. They're out shopping. NECA says that when they were growing up, they used to like fight like cats and dogs. However, as they've grown older, they've gotten closer, and now they're like, you know, ace boon coons. She said that the sister has twins. The sister is a doctor, and she has twins. Well, I think she has 3 kids, a set of twins, and another kid like already had her life all set up by the time she was like 25. She had her kids, was in medical school and about to graduate and all that. So the sister had her whole shit planned out. And you guys know many Nigerian families, that's always the thing that they say, you know, that everybody, the education and focus on it is very, very high, especially for when they, you know, when they come here to the United States and everything, they want their kids to be successful, okay? So they come from a very successful family of doctors and lawyers. I think Nick is a lawyer, right? And then the father is like a big time doctor, and her sister's a doctor as well. So yeah, they're well connected. Now that Nneka's sister's kids are getting bigger, you know, they starting to give Nneka's sister, you know, a little run for her money. So I guess Nneka tries to help her out with that. Nneka, you know, remember her and her husband bought this house and they're getting it built and it's almost done. And anybody that has been a part of a new build will know how stressful that can be. And maybe that might be adding to the fact that she can't, you know, that she hasn't been able to get pregnant yet. But, yeah, so, I mean, you know, it's your classic Nigerian story. Come from a family of high achievers. And, you know, she is a product of that. And now she is trying to start her own family and continue the journey. We see Candace. She meets with a rep from Parfums de Marly. Oh, child, I love me some Parfums de Marly. I only have 3 of their perfumes. But yes. Honey, 2022, Delina was the perfume of the year. I'm telling you, I love me some Delina, just the original. I don't need the extrait version. I don't need the rose version, just the regular Delina. So it's a beautiful, beautiful perfume. I'm off track again. So anyway, they meet with this rep, and honey, Parfums de Marly is really trying to put that name out there. And that was smart. Whoever that was that reached out to Real Housewives and was just like, let's do an all event. I mean, that was great publicity for Parfums de Marly. So Candace is going to have this Mother's Day event for all the ladies, because the ladies all love their parents, and you know, she loves her mother, and she knows that the mothers love them. So let's just all get the girls together with their mothers. So she's talking to her mother, Dot, and Dot was just like, so you're gonna invite everybody? Well, yeah, she plans on pretty much inviting everybody with the exception of Giselle. You know, Giselle, she has just completely just decided to cut out. You gonna invite Robin? Okay, I was like, girl, don't do it. Don't even just salvage some of your damn self-respect. Please just don't do it. But she was just like, yeah, I am going to invite her, you know, because she just feels like without all of the banner and everybody else, you know, she can get to Robin. I was just like, that door is so closed. Like, Robin is just not trying to talk to Candace no more. And I know everybody keeps on saying this because of Giselle, but actually I'm looking at Robin and no, Robin is not doing it because of Giselle. Robin is pissed at Candace for what she said about her husband and her family, and she ain't budging on that. Okay? And regardless of how you feel about Robin, I mean, she has that right. Okay? I just want Candace to realize that. I'm sure she does now, but that shit was painful to watch on the show, y'all. It just really was. Because once we do get to the event, and it's at a beautiful place, beautiful setup, tables, beautiful chairs, flowers right next to the pool. Looked like it was at a fucking castle. I don't even know where they were. But just a beautiful venue. And we see the ladies start to get there. So Karen gets there first. She was like, her mom passed, you know, a year or so ago. But it's okay. Her mother is there in spirit. You know, Raven couldn't even stay. She was in Potomac for a little while, but she's gone back to New York. So Karen is going to have to go to this party by herself. But honey, that don't matter because Karen can work the room. You know, Karen's, oh yes, I have a perfume myself. It's in Bloomingdale's. I just don't know what happened. It was just like I had it and it was La Dame. And then there was a rep from Bloomingdale's, loved it. And then the next thing I knew, it was... Like Candace said, I ain't mad. Karen, you better, honey, rep your shit, okay? Tell them about that damn perfume. It smells pretty good. I mean, you know, I've smelled it, so it's cool. If you like designer perfume. That was just me being a little, you know, niche perfume snob. There's so many of them out there, you guys. Actually, I'll do designer or niche. Or independent. I'm not selective. I don't care. But if you know, you know. Candace and her mom and her sister get there, and, you know, they're very impressed at how beautiful it is. Wow, Candace. I mean, like, you know, the ladies now, they have learned that they don't need to be trying to sponsor no more parties themselves. Okay, let somebody else do it and just pay them. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. But they love the venue. It's beautiful. Mia comes and, you know, she was just like, Mom couldn't make it. I mean, she had to work. But you know what? Mia's there. Her daughter's too little to come to something like that, you know, so it's just Mia. And Mia tells us that, you know, she's a little salty, but no, actually she's good. But she's a little salty about the fact that her mother and her sister are much closer than she and her mother are. Her mother and her sister, they go out, they get nails done, feet done, they go out and have drinks, they, you know, go to each other's house, you know, have girls' night out, they spend the night with, they just, you know, real chummy and everything. And me and her mother don't have that same relationship. And it bothers Mia, but like I said, she says that she's good. When Karen sees her, though, Karen is just like, well, I'm glad that you made it. Okay, Mia ain't gonna miss this for the world. And then Ashley and her mom with her curly hair came. And, you know, Ashley's mom, Sheila, and daughter talking, and, you know, they're just talking about being grandparents and how Dorothy can't wait until, you know, she's a grandmother. Candace still hasn't been able to get pregnant yet. And then Nneka comes. All right, Nneka's there. She's not there with her mother or anything, but she does show up in support. And I guess now we're just waiting on Wendy to come, except Wendy won't be there. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. Why not? Well, Wendy has a book signing on the re-release of the paperback of the book that she wrote about her life, guys. Did you guys remember that Wendy had a book? I was just like, child, who knew? Okay. But she had, I do remember now that she said it. She got this damn book, and now it's a paperback. I was just like, was it that much of a smashing success that you actually had to have a second book signing for the paperback? Because I'm assuming that she had one for her hardback, didn't she? Or didn't she? But, oh, it was planned a long time ago, and she tells Candace that, oh, she, you know, wishes that she could make it, but she can't be there. Candace was like, Wendy, why are you doing this to me? Like, Candace feels like Wendy is doing that because of Nneka, and Nneka was there and all, and maybe Wendy just decided to bow out gracefully. But it was interesting that Wendy didn't come, with it being Candace, which is supposed to be her homegirl's event. That's why I was telling you guys, there is a schism between Wendy and Candace. And then, honey, you turned around and there she was. Well, at least we haven't had to deal with this one all season. I mean, we ain't really had much of Charisse, and actually that has been good for me. Okay, so Charisse comes, and Mia, being Mia, messy Mia, she goes, so how are you and Karen doing? And, you know, Charisse, oh, girl, don't ask me any questions. Don't ask me any dumb questions. I mean, I can't make people like me. I can't help it if I'm fabulous. I'm so sick of Charisse and these old stupid comebacks that she always says. Girl, don't nobody care that you fabulous. You was extra shady for the shit that you said about Karen last season. Okay? And to me, the things that you were saying, you ain't trying to be somebody's fucking friend. If you telling everybody that this woman was drunk and fucking somebody in the bathroom, a bartender that she just met, bitch, you think I'm supposed to be your friend now? Okay? Ain't got shit to do with whether or not you fabulous. That's why I can't stand Charisse. Because she's delusional. But anyway, Charisse says, you know, I was just out. I had an event the other day and for Potomac. And, you know, all the women in Potomac were there. And I saw Jacqueline. And Mia was like, oh, you did? Yes. And I was talking to her and she started crying. And Mia was like, crying? What's she crying for? Because I was talking about you. And Mia was just like, oh. Because now Mia tells us that her and Jackie haven't talked since, you know, they had that big fight out when they were out of town, wherever they were. And it hasn't been no other reason than they just haven't crossed paths. It's no bad blood, no animosity, at least not on Mia's part. I said, Mia, well, why the girl, when she talking about you, she get to crying? Okay? Somebody somewhere has missed a signal. Okay? We getting our wires crossed or something, because The way that Jacqueline feel and the way that Mia feel is totally different. And that's why Mia is so funny to me, because Mia just act like, you know, like none of that happened. Like, oh, she just moves on. And the way that Mia is on this show, I can see how she probably is in real life as a friend. And she is one of those friends that strike me as the type that's used to being like the center of everything, the center of attention, the one that everybody, you know, everybody knows, oh, here's Mia, blah, 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 blah. And all of her friends probably cater and circle around her. She just kind of seems like that type. And that's why Jacqueline is so upset, because now her and Mia aren't on the same page, but she misses her friend, obviously. I mean, if you crying about Mia a whole year later after all of that shit, you miss your friend. I don't know if Mia missed Jacqueline, though. Then Charisse turns around and she's just talking to Ashley, and she asks her about the divorce. And Ashley is just hemming and hawing, you guys. Ashley is dragging her feet. She doesn't want to get this divorce. She feels like it's too final. All her family is telling her that she needs to get the divorce. And, you know, she's just like, I'll get there when I get there. Okay? I honestly don't think that Michael and Ashley are broken up. I almost kind of feel like this is all for the show. And there might be another reason why there's something about that thing is weird. And it's beyond just Ashley not wanting to get a divorce or Ashley not being sure. Something else is up there. So I don't know. Do you guys believe that her and Michael are getting a divorce, or is she just saying that so she can stay out of the Candace and Michael lawsuit for now? You know, especially with his name being on that house and every child anyway. Charisse was just like, yeah, when I got my divorce, honey, I knew I was over it. Well, it was easy because he was over you too. Shit, he didn't want to be with you the same way you didn't want to be. And as a matter of fact, he didn't want to be with her before she didn't want to be with him. So anyway, they're just sitting around talking. It's just whatever, you guys. Ashley asked Karen when she's going to get all the ladies together. I guess they're supposed to be having something, doing something. I don't even be paying half attention, you guys. I know these reviews are getting to be quite pitiful, you guys. But Karen tells them basically they a liability at this point. So she gonna have something, but it's only gonna be one person at a time, because she ain't got time to be trying to get security to make sure that these hoes don't be fighting up in there and everything. So yeah, that's what's happening over there. Then Candace tells everybody, you know, to put down their short ribs and come over here and listen to her sing a part of her song, Win, okay, to inspire the ladies and talk about, you know, whatever the song talk about, okay, win. You know, a whole bunch of mamas winning. Happy Mother's Day. Now, you guys, lastly, this conversation that Robin and Candace finally get to have. It was painful to watch. Painful to watch. Okay? Because Candace is under the thinking that if she could just get Robin away from everybody else, that her and Robin can come to terms and be friends again. And that's just not where this is going. So Candace, once they order their food or whatever, they sit down, and Candace was like, my only reason why I'm here is just to listen. I just want to hear what you think that I did was so bad to you that we've got to get to this point. And Robin was just sort of like, are you serious? Like, all of the stuff that you've done on emails, text messages, the social media, Twitter, the all of this, Instagram, Facebook, you got to post, you got some slick shit to say. Candace was like, but everybody does it. And everybody does do it, but not to the extent that Candace does it, and not to the skill that Candace does it. Nobody there has the mouth, the word play. Nobody has that like Candace does. So really, even though they all do it, it's not equal, because, I mean, and you can't be mad at Candace because Candace is good at shading and saying shit, but it is true. Candace does have a very, 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 her mouth. It is a lot, okay? And I know people don't want to admit that, but that is the truth. Now, Candace might have been under the... I had to roll the windows down because it's getting warm in here. The heater's on, but I don't feel like reaching up there to turn it off. I might have to now, because here comes the trash man. Child, all these things. But anyway, basically, Robin was just like, I don't want to be your friend because you don't treat people like a friend. Like, the things that you say and do, I don't want to be a part of that. She doesn't like the fact that she talked about her family, talked about her husband. Robin was like, I wouldn't change the way that I reacted about what happened with Juan at all. And she just has no intentions. The bottom line is she has no intentions of being Candace's friend anymore. Robin made it clear that it had nothing to do with Giselle, because Candace was just like, she felt like all three of them got together and tried to get her put off the show. The bad thing about it is that's Joseph, you guys. The bad thing about it is Candace did make it seem like they all put it all together, but the original person that put that thought, I think, in everybody's mind was Carlos King. Okay, we can't bring up Carlos King on this show. So instead, everything falls on Candace. But everybody there knows that Carlos was the one who jumped on Instagram and went on his YouTube live or whatever and blasted them all about that. He's the one that told us all that. Candace was reacting off of the stuff that Carlos was saying, and we think that Carlos had that information because Carlos and Giselle and Robin, they're all close. Well, we know that Carlos and Giselle are like this. Let Carlos say it anyway. So the fact that Carlos got up there and said all the stuff that he said, Candace went from that, started saying all the shit she was saying. I'm sure Candace also had her own feelings too, but Carlos was like confirmation for her. And so that's why all this other stuff has happened. That's why now they're all pissed at Candace when really Carlos is in that mix too. But again, they're not going to say, they can't bring up Carlos. But basically, Robin was just like, I didn't know Giselle was going to do whatever Giselle did. There was no plot to, bury my story until yours or anything. Robin was just like, none of that happened. And I guess it just depends on whether or not you're going to believe Robin. So yeah, Robin is just like, yeah, thank you, but no thank you. Basically, I don't have any intentions of ever being your friend again. I don't care to be your friend. I don't want to be around, none of that. And Candace finally was just like, okay. And she gets up and she leaves. And now that's why I said that Candace now has the, I sure wish I could put some more trash in that trash can. This trash man's so fucking ignorant. He won't get out of his trash truck. So if you have your trash overfilled and it falls on the ground, he won't even go get it. You got to go get your shit. And I was just like, he's so fucking ignorant. So I can't even overstuff the trash can because I'm afraid that it might fall out the thing. But we missed last week's trash day because it was King holiday and I couldn't figure out when the trash man was coming. I thought he was coming on a certain day and he didn't, and we didn't get the trash can down. Anyway, we got all these fucking trash bags now, 2 weeks worth of trash. And the motherfucker won't even pick up the goddamn trash. And if it fall, I'm off track again, huh? This shit like a vlog today, huh? Nigga ain't did nothing that she was supposed to do, just talking and talking. Anyway, y'all, that was the way that it ended. Okay, Candace got a little molded, scratched her neck because she thought that her and Robin was gonna be okay, and Robin was just like, no. And I guess I can't really be mad at Robin, you guys. She has a right to feel the way that she feels. I know that everybody has a problem with Robin, but yeah. I think that they are trying to get Candace off the show. But Candace has a stronghold on the fans. So even though production does whatever production wants to do, they got to tread carefully when it comes to Candace, and really even Wendy. But yeah, it's a, like I said, this is my last season, child. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get on off of here, get this edited and up to you. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Roxanne. The channel is It's Rox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.